Chapter 8. Dude, can you imagine if she did it? Your mom would be some kind of genius. Henry and the others half walked, half ran to keep up with Joe's march down the B terminal hallway. I mean, it's awesome. That flag must have had alarms and everything. So for her to... Jose rolled around with his finger pointing and almost poked Henry in the chest. It is not awesome. My mother, his voice trembled, but he held up his arm, still pointing at Henry as if daring him to speak. My mother loves that flag. Until last night, I hadn't seen her in 3 weeks. She lived away from us on and off for 6 months to work on the restoration. 6 months! Henry took a small step back, but Jose stepped forward to meet him. She'd never take the flag from the chamber. Never. She loves that flag as much as she loves me, he finished quietly. Henry stepped back again, and this time Jose let him go. I didn't mean it like that, Henry said. I just meant, you know, whoever did it, not your mom, but whoever must have done some cool stuff to get it out. He looked down at the game prism in his hands, like secret spy stuff, only in real life. Well, you ought to think before you say things like that. How would you like to go 3 weeks without seeing your mother? Henry blinked. My mom died 3 years ago. Oh, Jose scuffed his sneaker on the floor tiles. For once, he couldn't seem to come up with a quote. I'm sorry, Henry. Anna put her hands in her pockets and then took them out again. Hammurabi trotted up and down Mr. Squeaky at Henry's feet. Henry gave the toy a kick. Yeah, well, my dad and I have been doing okay, and he's gotten Bethany now, so you know. Henry shrugged and started walking slowly down the hallway, scuffing his untied sneakers. He turned on his game prism and poked at it as he walked. Jose, Anna, and Simon followed Henry past the coffee shop and Cinnabunny. Hammurabi ran ahead with Mr. Squeaky in his mouth, dropping the toy every few yards to see if anyone would pick it up and throw it for him. No one did. Finally, Henry looked up from his game. Where are we going anyway? Jose shrugged. I was going to walk around, and I don't know. Anything seems better than sitting at the gate. I have an idea, Anna said. We should check on that snake arm guy from the restaurant. He's on my suspect list, and you know, Henry's right. Whoever did this must have studied the security system and wanted the flag. No, needed it enough to risk everything. Anna stopped in front of Pickersgill Diner, where the dinner line snaked into the hallway, and turned to Henry. The dog can't go in, so I think you should wait here with Simon and Hammurabi. Jose and I will go back to investigate. The diner was even busier now, with more waitresses carrying bigger, fuller trays of hamburgers. Excuse me, Anna said, squeezing past a lady with a stroller near the front of the line. We're not eating. We need to see someone really quick. She pulled Jose into the corner by the hostess stand so they could look for Snake Arm. He's probably not back yet from wherever he went, but maybe someone will have information. The kitchen door swung open, and the pink-haired hostess stepped up to them. She had a pile of menus. How many? We don't need a table, Jose said. We're just wondering about someone. Anna stood on her toes and tried to see into the kitchen, but the door swung shut. The man who was here before, with the tattoo, Claude Pickersgill, he owns the place, but he left. And you need to leave too if you're not ordering. We're busy. The hostess shooed Anna and Jose back toward the door with her menus. Do you know where he went? Anna asked. Said he had to go home early. Go home early? Anna turned her head to the window where the snow was falling so thick and fast. The planes on the runway were just ghosts covered in white. I thought the roads were closed. Is he coming back? Anna called over her shoulder after they'd been ushered all the way back to the hallway. There's definitely something up with that guy, Anna said as she and Jose left the diner. They found Henry and Simon sitting side by side shoe-shine chairs, leaning together over Henry's game prism. The shoe-shine guy was nowhere to be found, but Hammurabi was sniffing at Henry's sneaker as if he might lick it clean. Henry looked up. "Oh, hey, did you find the flag? That guy had it hidden in the restaurant's silverware drawer, didn't he?" Simon snickered, and even Hammurabi seemed to have a sort of smirk on his face. Anna folded her arms. "You can laugh all you want, but I think that snake arm guy is hiding something. There's no way he just left to go home in the middle of this," Anna gestured toward the window. "No, that doesn't really add up," Jose agreed. "But we can't go running out there to track him down. I'm afraid we bit off more than we can chew here." Simon's face lit up and he pulled his sketch pad from his pocket. While he drew, Henry chased his game prism bank robbers. Jose patted Hammurabi's head thoughtfully, while Hammurabi looked longingly at the doggy bags being carried out of Pickersgill Diner. Anna stared out the window at the fat snowflakes. There had to be something they could do to help while they were stuck here. A little investigating wasn't biting off more than they could chew, was it? "What do you think?" Simon held up his sketch. "We bit off more than we can chew." "Very nice," Anna said, "but I still think rough." Hammurabi jumped up and barked at a group of men hurrying out of the candy store behind them. It was Senator Snickerbottom and his crew. "Good boy, Hammurabi," Anna said. "Maybe I can finish my interview." She headed for the men, but then she stopped and turned. "Look," she whispered, "it's him." They could see half of Snake Arm's face sticking out from behind a big rack of gummy worms at the candy store entrance. He kept his body hidden, but peered down the hallway as Snickerbottom and his men walked away. And then Snake Arm looked around, came out from behind the rack, and ran into the electronics store next door. "He's following Snickerbottom," Henry said, finally looking up from his game. Sure enough, Snake Arm reappeared, half hidden behind a stack of remote control airplanes, and peered down the hall. Ducking in and out, behind book displays and candy counters, Snake Arm tailed the senator and his men past 4 more stores. "Well, forget the bank robbers then." Henry stood up from the shoe-shine chair and tucked his game into his pocket. "We've got a real-life suspect to chase now."